Hello, everyone. This is Gia McLean here with another episode of PV Unfiltered. And today we have an awesome episode, and we have a lovely guest who will join us in just a moment. And in today's episode, our topic is PV, National Autism Acceptance Month, and the Week of the Young Child. And we have our awesome fellow and advocate and mom, Monique, to join us today. Can you join us?
Hey everybody. Hi Gia, how are you?
Good. Hi, Monique. How are you today?
Doing good. I'm excited to be here.
Thank you so much for joining us. And I just wanted to ask you a couple questions. If you could introduce yourself, tell us a little bit more about your work and your family and connections to PV.
Yes, well, so my name is Monique Roses. I'm a single mom and I have a son who's going to be 10 years old in May. He is autistic and an ADHD. I've been a part of Parent Voices as an parent leader and um, advocate for almost 6-7 years now. It's been a long journey. It's crazy to think that it's been that long because it seems like just yesterday. My son was 3 years old when I was looking for childcare, and I came across Parent Voices in Blake at the preschool that my son was going to, and that's how I got introduced. I thought it was just something, Parent Voices was something to do with being involved at the preschool. So I went to the meeting not knowing that it was an advocacy group. And from there, like I've never left. I love Parent Voices. And so some of the work that we've been doing over the years is just sharing our testimonies. I feel like is the huge, uh, like the meat of the whole um, advocacy group. Sharing your stories and experiences is how we kind of change policies. So that's how I fell in love with Parent Voices, and here we are, still here. Now we'll be doing some work with you on social media.
Yes. I know. I absolutely love it. And you're such an awesome mom, and you have, experiences to help others as you're awesome advocate for childcare and public policy. So we're happy for you to join us and share some of your expertise as a mom. And
Thank
so,
you. So are
yeah,
you.
thank you. And so, since we're celebrating too the week of the young child, I know, both of us. I have four kids, and you also have a son. What what are some things that they for the week of the young child, which is actually with the National Association for Education of the Young Child? What are some ways that they are actually encouraging people to celebrate early childhood education?
I think some things that they're doing is just um, by celebrating the young child, like doing fun activities outside with your children or cooking with your kids, healthy eating, just a part of like bringing positivity in healthy ways for children to grow, different opportunities for the families to get together and just learn and help your child to grow in many aspects that way.
Yes, it's pretty cool. we're always talking about the week of the young child. We get excited to think of some fun ways to celebrate with our kids and seeing the parents with their kids and the early childhood educators, which is, encouraging healthy lifestyles and through music, like you said, food and art. And so I also enjoy doing different activities with my kids. Um, and sometimes I think they have activities where they do like book making, or they have, they have the kids do like family collages. So it's really excellent to help them explore different things that they enjoy, and it's family oriented. So we always like to uplift those types of celebrations and early education. Um, so with PV, since we love hearing families and parents thriving in California, I wanted to actually highlight some of our budget priorities in childcare. And so for this, budget, we're really hoping to remove the pause on the childcare slots, and to expand, access to childcare, and also providing ongoing financial support to the ECE workforce. We're really strong advocates for early childhood education and making sure funding continues, and as they as it's sorted through in particular initiatives or um, public policies for our kids.
Hmm.
And I think also, which is really important this budget season, is that we're creating more inclusion for immigrants, and making sure we're uplifting public policies and campaigns such as the safety net for all. And so we just want to tell them hello, everyone that's doing awesome work and advocating for these particular priorities, um, supporting PV. But did you want to add anything to how important it is for us pushing through the budget priorities in childcare?
Yes, I just wanting to just acknowledge the importance, because I feel like when people hear childcare, they don't really kind of grasp what that means. And it's like, it's not being a babysitter, and as parents, especially as single parents, we need to find work, So, like, that was like my dilemma when I first was looking for a preschool, is because I needed a job. I'm a new single mom. I didn't have any income. I didn't have a car, so I needed to take my son to preschool so that I could even look for, work. And I feel like the that's the important part,
Hmm.
that would leave a lot of people of color, women of color, that are the caretakers of their families, sole caretakers, and we don't have the means to provide because we're by ourselves, and we don't have the funding to get childcare, which is like going to daycare, and our children need to learn. So it's just more than just, oh, I need someone to watch my kid, but I need my son to be in a community of his peers, to learn how to socialize, to learning the first steps to going into kindergarten and being prepared. So it's just, why education is important for kids in their early years. So I just believe that that's why it's important that we're advocating for these things, that we get these um, childcare slots so that the families don't get left behind. Our children don't get left behind as far as developmentally, because I feel
Hmm.
like that's what it comes down to too. On top of, it just harms the family as a unit. So it's just really important that the government grants these things, as well as the other priorities. We know that undocumented folks are a vulnerable community, because they're not getting the assistance that they need. So if they're going to be contributing to society, they deserve to get also assistance from the government and not to be exempt for that. Um, we're all here wanting the same things. We just want to live a good life and take care of our children and make sure that they grow up and be, great leaders at the end of the day. So I think those things are important. Um, just a reminder. I don't want to take too much
Oh,
time on talking. I can go on forever
yeah.
about it, but yeah, I think that's important. So for our priorities,
Yes.
um, I could add on to stuff, but I'll wait till the end.
Oh, no, thank you so much. You're absolutely right. I think the important thing with childcare is that it's definitely geared towards meeting the family's needs and excuse me. Um, we have like we have the we may have relatives as childcare providers, or there may be family home daycares, and then it moves towards early childhood education with the preschools, and so it really is like something that the family really takes into consideration what is best for the child, and it may even be a combination of things, like even I've utilized the after school programs for my teen when she was in elementary, so it's like really helpful. So making sure parents are aware of those resources and support is like very important, so you're absolutely right. And so, which leads me to ask more questions about you and your experiences as a mom. And so, we know that it's National Autism Acceptance Month, and how important it is to highlight the needs and beauty in families, and what that means for even the parents' experience. So, can you tell us a little bit more about your experience as a mom, and maybe you can also tell us more about some helpful tips for parents? That would be really nice.
Yes, would love to. I'm excited, just to be able to say I'm a part, like I'm an autism mom. I wear it like a badge now, and just learning about it is exciting to me because it's also new. My son was diagnosed just in 2022, so it hasn't been that long, and we're still kind of learning ourselves, learning, helping him to learn himself. So, um, just for me, there's just some things I've learned so far that I feel like are important for people to know when you don't, if you're not aware of autism, or just, yeah. So basically, what I've been learning is that, there's the symbols, like the puzzle piece. And so at first, what I at first thought, I'm like, oh, that's perfect. That's the symbol for autism. Let me put it on my Instagram. So everybody knows that I'm proudly, accepting of this. But then I reading on more, and I find that the autism community doesn't accept that symbol because it makes them feel like that they are a missing piece to in the world versus being accepted, and I was,
Mhm.
that makes a lot of sense. So I take the puzzle piece off because now it's like I'm learning about the community and what's important, and what I should teach my son. So I do all this and to educate myself so that I can teach my son how to be confident in himself, because over the years when I find that he struggles socially, because that's what autism is, it's not, has nothing to do with intellectual disability. It's just a developmental disability that's a wide spectrum, and every person is uniquely different, whether that means they are nonverbal, they have other ways of communicating, or those like my son can speak pretty well. So it's just learning about it. But anyways, I feel like I'm a little ranting, but
No, it's fine.
so yeah, so I'm learning that instead of using that is to use the a gold infinity symbol is, or a rainbow one. Um, they and I'm learning also that um, the theme for this year is just to celebrate differences. So I feel like that's just mostly what I'm learning, and as I go, like I don't even know really how to explain it. Like I don't see my son like any differently than anyone else. It's um just teaching him about the different, like how to just move confidently and not allow other people to make him feel bad about who he is, because that's kind of like some of the things that we would deal with, just bullying and stuff at school.
Mhm.
And it was hard at first, but now, he's strong in himself because I tell him, that there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just being different, and that's all it is. So, um, I love it. I feel like, we're still learning more and more things, and I just love learning new stuff. Some things I guess I could recommend, like as a parent of doing things. So for me in the beginning, when I didn't know and we didn't have a diagnosis, I would, you know, um, just try to do things with him, like go to the gym or healthy things that would help regulate his emotions. Because that's just another thing when it comes to autism, is that they just have a hard time regulating their emotions. So they have really big emotions, whether that be really happy or really upset, and it's just to help with that. So me and my son will go like to the gym, like I said, or just go outside, go to the park, and have some one-on-one time. And that's all there is. There's not any one thing that we do. We just do a normal life together, and we just do I do what we always do, and I just talk to him when he's having a hard day, and I just remind him that he's smart, he's handsome, he can do anything, and it's okay, like if we make mistakes and stuff like that.
Oh,
Um
that's fun.
yeah, so it's really great, my son teaches me things all the time. He's extremely smart, you know very smart, very funny, and I just love it. But I do want to just sorry, I'm ranting. I wanted to share with everybody a book of recommendation that I've read for myself to educate myself on different things. And when I read it, it was like light bulbs are going off in my head. I'm like, oh, my son does this all the time, and it's just kind of a relief to just feel like, okay, like it's okay, there's words for things, and so anyways, the book is called Uniquely Human: A Different Way of Seeing Autism. It's by Barry M. Present, a PhD. So definitely check it out, guys. It's a really great book if you're interested in knowing more about autism and all of the things that's with it. And just want to mention too, not support Autism Speaks or Light It Up Blue, because their programs and organizations do not support the needs of those who are in the autism community. So I think what's important is to also speak with people who are actually in that community. And
Yeah.
if you're interested in learning more, you talk to them and ask them what is important to them, and what just I think overall for a lot of people it's all about equity and meeting people where they're at. And that's more, I feel like that's how we can learn how to accept things that are different. Put yourself in someone else's shoes and understand, or try to think how hard something could be for someone, and that it is a disability and it's not something to be overlooked.
Mhm.
So by you can respect those people by accepting them and just showing them love and trying to find some understanding. I think that's the best way to support that community.
You're absolutely right. Um, so those are some really great helpful tips. I I think it's like very important, since you're sharing your experiences, that you're really explaining the importance of understanding, emotional regulation, and how you found it to be really helpful in understanding more things about the community, um, that support, autism, you know, awareness, acceptance, and also there's also some stigma relating to also how some members in the community view like support, or what's most helpful, like in explaining, even obtaining more support. And so I think it's really wonderful that you're sharing this information. It's very helpful, and to parents and families. I, I I did also want to talk about some of more things that you're working on in public policies. But is there anything else you wanted to share about your beautiful son?
Um, I think that's all. It's just that the only thing is like his birthday's coming up in May, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's been 10 years. Like, I've been a mom for a decade, so I'm just proud of him and us as like growing throughout the years, and just looking forward to continuing growing with him and seeing where life takes us next.
Oh, that's exciting. Super
Yeah,
happy for you. And you're such
thank
a
you,
great mom. And
thank
want
you. So are you?
thank you so much. And I know we were actually talking about some upcoming hearings, and how important the families stabilization programs are. Can you please share with us a little bit more about some things we're working on at PV?
Yes. So I do want to just share with you guys all what's coming up as far as the campaigns. We have our budget priorities, but as of recently, what's come up with the governor is proposing to eliminate the family stabilization program, which is in the CalWorks program. And for those of you that are unaware of what that is, basically the CalWorks program is a program for those who living in poverty and they need a extra cash assistance. So you get your EBT and you get cash assistance through the government. And they also within that program have these family stabilization program that supports those families in need. So whether that be with childcare, with domestic violence assistance, homelessness, drug addiction, drug abuse prevention programs, they're proposing to eliminate those. So that is not good. It's actually very serious. And so what Parent Voices wants to do is say no, we need that program. Our parents, especially families and families with single parents, really rely on those programs. And I know firsthand because I was one of those parents. So I wanted to say that to say tomorrow we're having a budget hearing, April 11th. It'll be early morning. We want to. I'm will be going there tomorrow to Sacramento, flying early in the morning to go and speak and give a testimony in hopes that the people at the legislature will listen and not eliminate it, because it's very important that we keep these programs for our families. It's already not enough at this point, so taking it away would be really detrimental. Um, and I just want to say that why it's important too that we give this information out, and then we need people to come into, we need all of you guys to join us in this movement. We actually have a very easy thing you could do if you like. We know everybody can't fly to Sacramento, but what you could do is fill out a short survey, which is already written out for you. We have a template. You just click the link in our chat, and you'll be able to go on there. You click a few buttons, and you're sending a message to the governor saying that we do not want to eliminate this program. You don't have to be a parent to do it. You could be any person, any community member. We invite you to please help us sign on to this letter. The more people, the more power we have to say that we do not accept this. So if you guys see this, we need your help. Please sign. And hopefully stay tuned tomorrow if you're interested in watching live. The budget hearing, Parent Voices will be there. So stay tuned to see all the testimonies and the work that we do. You can be able to see that live.
Yes. Thank you so much. I know we just have a couple more minutes, but I wanted to also add to that. Monique is highlighting that we have upcoming budget hearings, CalWorks, and also childcare this month. So you can check out more on our website and get more information. And then also, we have our upcoming open mic actually next week on IG. So you can catch us streaming live on IG. Our advocates are stepping to the mic and getting a little creative about public policies. Then also, I'm going to, quickly, we have legislative visits coming up and Stanford Children's Day in May. So we look forward to seeing you all at in Sacramento for our Stanford Children's Day, advocating for our budget priorities and doing some legislative visits and talking to the lawmakers. And also, we are encouraging our parents and parent leaders to, of course, talk with us about what's helpful for them and their families. We love hearing from you. And we also are highlighting, budget asks such as SB 227 for the immigrant and excluded workers. So we're still uplifting really important information, helping families and parents and individuals throughout California. So it's a lot of work. We're geared up. We're ready to rally. We're going to be marching. We're going to have our signs. We're going to have our kids, and we
Yep.
have parent power. So thank you, Monique, for joining us. I can't wait for you to be on another episode. So look forward to that.
Me
And
too. Thank you for having me. It's been fun. I'm not nervous anymore. I'm like, let's keep this going.
yeah, exactly. So thank you so much. And until next time, this is Gia McLean here with Parent Voices Unfiltered.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye, everyone. Just kidding.